Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Angel Gabrielle. I hope everyone is doing well wherever you are in the world. My messages here today will resonate for those who they're meant to find. Be the change that you want to see. Why is it that most people feel so content being stuck and stagnant? Most people prioritize safety over growth. People are not just lazy, but caught in a trap of comfort, and it is considered to be unhealthy contentment because they settle for what feels safer than the unknown. For you to be the change, it will require you to disrupt your comfort. In other words, to step outside of your comfort zone. And when you can stop waiting for your external circumstances to change, then you can begin to start with internal changes. As within, so without. Stagnation occurs when we are too comfortable, and when we can make that internal change, then we can begin to change the comfort to growth. Fear of the unknown and failure go hand in hand. Most people feel stuck because they fear the risks that are associated with changing their habits. Paralysis by analysis causes us to overthink and therefore creates that barrier in preventing us from taking the necessary action and steps in moving forward in our lives. The reason I felt led and guided to come forward here today and share these messages with those that it would resonate with is simply to remind those of you that in order for change to happen, we have to step outside of our comfort zone. And I really just want to encourage you to have the understanding that even if it is easier to stay in the familiar, even if it's painful, it's actually holding you back more and more from your own freedom. To be the change, it starts off with small, actionable steps. It doesn't mean moving mountains overnight. It simply means changing one small habit, like taking a different route to work, or even just doing something that you normally wouldn't do. Like for example, when it comes to setting boundaries with people, speak your mind, say your piece, be done with it. And when we can learn to come forward and do things a little bit differently than we normally would, and something that is entirely like out of our comfort zone, then that is when growth begins. And the more that we can keep doing this and keep doing this, then it does become less daunting for real. And when you can start using your voice, you know, when it comes to setting boundaries and state your case, say your piece, and, you know, do what you have to do and set those boundaries, even if it might be hard for you with people. You know, these are all considered small, actionable steps. And when you can shift from complaining to acting, then you can begin to stop judging others and start to reflect more on yourselves. For myself personally speaking, I am caught in the in between. But I guarantee you that I am using the pain of being stuck and caught in the in between as my fuel in order to drive change rather than letting it lull me into apathy. So I challenge all of you here today that resonate with these messages to ask yourselves the questions. Why is it so easy to stay when you are unhappy? Remember that complacency is just fear and habit. To be the change is the transformation from within. As within, so without. And it is a personal responsibility to yourselves every day. Just to recap, when you feel stuck, be the change and take countermeasures to become unstuck. When you're in your comfort zone because it feels safe and it feels good, remind yourself that growth only happens outside of the comfort zone, and taking risks are all a part of your growth. When you are experiencing the fear of failure, remind yourselves that by taking small, actionable steps daily, changes and reduces those risks. When you are stuck in a victim mindset and blaming circumstances, remind yourselves that change is what you can control, and it starts with you. And lastly, when you are waiting for the perfect timing and being so caught up by the analysis, by paralysis, remind yourselves to act now and refine later. To be the change that you want to see is the antidote to the poison of comfortable stagnation. And once you recognize this, you can then begin to make the shift from complacency to action. So let's all join in together and move from complaining about the world to building the world we want to live in. I just wanted to come forward and share these messages because I want to encourage and inspire my collective. You don't have to be stuck and stagnant. You don't have to stay in your comfort zones forever. True growth comes from stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing things that obviously you wouldn't normally do. And the more that you practice taking small actionable steps and stepping outside of your comfort zone, then you can be the change that you want to see, not just within yourself, but you know, it'll make a difference in how things are viewed on the outside. Because remember, as within, so without. So the way you feel on the inside is going to reflect how everything looks on the outside. So it starts within yourself first. And so, if anything, I just wanted this takeaway in delivering these messages here today, just to be a simple reminder to take those small actionable steps and stepping outside of your comfort zone, you know, and choose growth over fear, you know. And the more you do this, it does become less daunting, and like they say, you know, practice makes perfect, right? So anyway, I challenge all of you to, you know, do something that would be outside of your norm, if you will, in your daily routines, even if that is taking a different route to work or setting those healthy boundaries with people, and just state your position. We are nobody's doormat, and we're not going to tolerate but so much, because we're all human beings with real feelings. And when we all reach our breaking point, that's it. Game's over. Deuces, I'm out. And so, if anything, I just hope these messages resonated for you and gave you a level of encouragement, because that's what I wanted my messages to be, a level of encouragement for you to go out here and start your journey in stepping out of your comfort zone and choosing not to be stuck and stagnant, because it all comes from within. When you can make that choice, I'm ready to stop feeling stuck and stagnant and, living a mundane life, right? Then, you will make those changes and take those small actionable steps. If you resonated with these messages, I would appreciate it if you would like comment, and share, and subscribe. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if these messages resonated for you, I would appreciate your feedback by commenting, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And also, if you are new to my channel and this is your first time viewing my channel, I encourage you to go back and review some of my other messages. And if you resonate with my energy and my messages, I would love to have you be a part of my channel here at Angel Gabrielle. I hope you all are doing well wherever you are in the world. And God bless each and every one of you.